Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Ranwin Parked podcast, featuring me, Cone Dodger, Kurt J. Mac, and ZK, looking at used cars on the internet that we are trying not to buy. How's everybody doing this week?
It's been a week.
Let's maybe just not talk about it.
Let's just not talk about it.
The real
Let's
reason...
just look at these nice, beautiful, loving Craigslist ads.
Yeah, that's the real reason we do this, is we just need something to do other than our real lives. So let's look at things that we wish we were doing, like buying cars. Like cars that ran when parked. So yeah, we're going straight into it because I have a theme that I didn't tell anybody about.
The perfect way to run a podcast.
Well, my ads, all of my ads fit the categories, but I picked a theme for all of them because it's something that I'm salty about. And
oh no.
This is going to be a 3-hour episode.
It is not about electrically powered Mustangs. Believe it or not, has nothing to do with that. But I am talking about the term rare. What signifies a vehicle being rare? That's
a cold pink center. Steak joke.
You disgust me. All right, so let's start with a rare Ranwin Parked. And basically what I've done for this week is found vehicles that not only include the category like that we're going for, but also the word rare. And this is a 1975 Dodge Other. Excuse me, Google Photos. I don't want to look at the photos I'm already looking at. Thank you. This is a 1975 Dojide.
Oh yeah, it's a
Dogda Aspen. All original factory 318 4-speed on the floor. AC. Car needs restoration, but it's very rare car. But it's a very rare car. If you are interested and serious, let me know. And this is a Dodge, a mid-70s Dodge wagon that I have a feeling probably wasn't the most respected vehicle of its vintage. But it is a 3-pedal car, which is kind of interesting. And it is
3-pedal wagon? Mm-mm.
It is also $4,500 and pretty darn rusty, I would say.
And it has the same front end as an Omni, basically.
Visually, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more, but it's that same circle and square headlights with the just grill in between, which is broken on this one.
It's very broken. But it is like at least pre-K car. Like, it's a 318 4-speed rear-wheel drive car. There's just not, other than the fact that it has 3 pedals and a V8-ish, not a lot to love. And it I don't know. It brings up the question of, like, when is rare a good thing? When is rare just an attribute of something that wasn't preserved? And does that then make it rare again? Because these weren't rare when they were made.
Well, the 3-pedal option is probably not very common, but the Aspen in general, I assume they made a bunch of these.
Oh yeah, it was their bread and butter car for the era.
But like, so they weren't rare when new, but I can't say I've ever seen one on the road.
Yeah, so that's the interesting part where it's at.
I can't say I've seen many with a block of wood through the steering wheel.
That is obviously crown molding. This is a very fancy automobile. What do you figure that button is on the blinker stock too?
Oh, that looks tacked on. That
it's definitely tacked on, but maybe like an aftermarket cruise control. Somebody out there must know. Somebody.
No, because on this it's got to be a cable throttle. So
yeah,
maybe it's like a overdrive
with a
button?
manual? Maybe.
I guess you're right. I
want to do a push button manual on the ramp truck. And a manual, like it's a thing that exists, but it seems weird. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody out there probably knows Dodge Aspens more than me. They're already mad because I said it's not very desirable, but maybe they will inform us as to what this button on the blinkers talk is.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's like light, like the fog lights or something, or
yeah,
I don't know.
Is there anything visually aftermarket externally?
No, as far doesn't. No, those are just blinkers. I don't know.
There's that bowl that looks like it was rescued from the Titanic. Whatever that is on the hood.
Here's the
and
rare
then the
part.
bucket of tar in the lawn.
Yeah. Maybe that exercise equipment inside of it was rare.
It's rare in the same way that like the Corolla is rare just because nobody saved them. So
I didn't want to say it, but that's
today.
What I was implying.
Yeah, it's rare today to see one still driving around because they were appliances. They were this car was.
Does that match? Like a Shelby Cobra, rare, but that was rare when it was made. Shelby Cobra replicas are rare, but still being made and are like not the thing that was actually rare. That's another level. And then you have like Shelby Dodge Daytonas, which are rare, but they made a ton of them and half of them got thrown away because they just weren't that special when new. So that, I don't know. We'll continue this theme moving on, but this was the the ran when parked entry for that. So just keep the word rare in the back of your mind here.
Oh, I always do.
You just have an obsession with undercooked meat?
Yes.
What does this mean? Are you in rare form? Is your ran when parked car rare?
Actually, I'm starting to think that all of my choices could fit this theme of yours that you've sprung upon us while we're recording.
What a rare thing that we're thinking on the same wavelength.
Well, here it is. Which is what the title of this ad is. Well,
that was a literal spit take.
What we have here is the Ultimate Restoration Project, a 1963 Checker Airporter. Checker, if you might recognize those big old yellow cabs that you can think of. Just
before you switch the image.
Uh-huh.
How many door handles are on the side?
I count 4. I was doing the same thing. I count 4.
For those at home, this is from the front of the car, so we're looking like down the side of it.
Looks to have a Pontiac engine, 3 on the tree, but I like that, Kurt. But imagine a big block crate motor and electronic controlled transmission. Imagine that.
Sit back and imagine. Take a deep breath.
Oh, great. Of course. Title status missing. The 3 worst words in the automotive world. All right, so let's see here. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
It does a magic trick where it gets longer from the side.
Yes, it's a perspective shift. The Checker Aerobus. These are real things that Checker made specifically as airport shuttles. And speaking of rare, according to the Wikipedia, a total of 3,568 were made.
They made that many of these things?
Yes.
That's
and there
still
were
rare.
various versions between, they had anywhere from 6 to 8 doors to 7 to 9 doors, depending on the configuration.
This is a 8-door version, I guess.
Or 9 if you count the hatch.
Ah.
Because it's still a hatch.
Yeah, because it's like a wagon body that's been extended. So I guess for cargo. Like,
there's no seats in the middle, so it's just like this big void.
Right. It was like, it looked like there were just rows of bench seats.
Yeah.
Almost like getting on some sort of like zoo tour ride tram or something like that. It was just
Right.
rows of bench seats.
I mean, you could see where it would have been used. There, that happens where sometimes planes don't drop you off at the terminal. There's a little shuttle in between and whatnot. And I guess this is one of their options back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty neat.
what year was this?
63.
63.
63. Oh.
63.
Oh, I see. They made between 62 and 77.
Wow.
I was like, 70s sounds real late for one of these.
Mm-hmm.
But they did make, like, as far as like the cab even are concerned, they kept making them in the same 50s style body.
Right.
Even just as checker cabs.
Man, Kurt, so good at the matching the theme thing there.
I know. I'm almost like hesitant. We'll see when we get there into the best ad category. This could perhaps fit there too. But I just actually found this today, and I'm like, gotta use it.
It is. I think it's probably restorable at its current juncture, but boy, howdy, what a project that would be.
Right, for who knows where. You certainly would have to do a lot of fabrication because unless you just take from other checker cab. Man,
what do you think the turning radius is on that thing?
Yeah, the wheelbase is like 30 feet.
Yeah. Like, I know it's bad on a regular limo, but this was not intended to be a limo in any way, shape, or form. They probably had to have like the same people that are like guiding the planes around, guide these around. That's pretty special. Good find. Well found, Kurt. Well found.
Thanks. I'm good at finding rare and unusual items.
How much monies did they want for it? Did they say $1,200?
$1,200, yeah.
Jeez.
What a deal.
What a deal. Go get it. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Good stuff. All right. ZK, what's your rare car?
The rarest car of them all.
You say this, but I send you at least 2 a week.
I know. 1963 Corvair. Base model, from what I'm assuming, with no glass and plenty of nature, so you can feel at home.
Yeah. Wait, so I can... Is this a joke because I don't have a house? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't mean to insinuate that. I'm sorry.
Too personal. Did you call? Did you call for more info?
No. I'm sorry. It doesn't have a title. I don't want it.
Oh, yeah, there's nature.
That is nature. Inside. Oh, very inside. Was this taken with a Polaroid camera?
I know, it's got the bluest, like, tinted pictures.
Oh, man.
I wonder if that engine looks more seized than the one that in my Corvair.
Yeah. Undoubtedly.
It actually makes me happy to find Corvairs in worse condition.
Yeah, is that your goal? Like,
yes. I want to I want to find ones that are worse that are cheaper, or like, I don't know. Make it. Oh, it is a Monza. It's the high class trim.
Yeah. Monza.
Clearly, as you can plainly see here.
Definitely was a 4 on the floor car. Or 3 on the floor. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Well,
now it's just got pine needles on the floor.
Well, yeah. You shift those. This one looks different inside. I guess because it's a Monza?
It's different. Also a 63.
Oh, it got updated maybe?
Yeah, and this was back when like Chevy would change things every single year.
You could have used the word tried. Huh.
And yeah, my favorite thing is like the branch of the tree going through where the windshield would be.
Yep. And the tarp, trying.
Trying, yeah.
At one point,
very,
it was
very hard. But honestly, like,
Don't
you
put
look at this.
honestly me.
There's a lot of not rust on this car. There is a lot of rust.
There's a lot of rust.
There's a lot of not rust.
There's a lot of parts, but there's a lot of nightmare too. The problem is this is so not rare. The thing with Corvairs is people realized they were quirky, so they kept them around, thinking someday they were going to be worth money. And then that day just hasn't quite happened.
Well, all the people who were into them and thought they were quirky and kept them around have since died.
True.
So now it's all the ones left in the yard, or, grandpa died and it's time to sell this thing. Yeah. And there's not a lot of love for them, really.
There's not. And I think that's a little sad, because I do think there's some of the coolest things that
I mean, it's obviously the predecessor to the C8 Corvette.
All right, now we're jumping the shark. Well, I mean, the Monza, no, they're not rare either.
No, they're not.
I'm trying to find something, but
it's rare to see one, really, though.
It is rare to see them running on the road. It's just not very rare to see them on Craigslist with no title for less than $1,000.
Or in people's garage with the engine removed.
Next to a broken screwdriver that's probably still sitting next to it.
It is.
It looks exactly as the moment you left. Oh, man. All right.
It's like a time capsule.
It's in many ways a time capsule now. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be out there, but there better be an engine ready to be put back into it by the time that happens.
Fine.
All right. Speaking of mistakes, let's move on to the next category. All right. Rub my hands together here. Rare mistakes that I would make. This kind of straddles that line of, is it rare? It is a real classic Italian 1972 Fiat 124 Sport Coupe. Yes, Powers has gotten to me. This car is selling for an exorbitant amount of money to me. It is at $13,995, which is way more than I would spend on a car that I would use this little. But I really love these Fiats. They are probably the Fiat to me. But I don't know a ton about them. The pedals, yes.
The good old footprint pedals.
You can tell. I mean, there's little signs that you can just tell the kind of owner a car had.
The eBay steering wheel.
eBay steering wheel and the advanced auto parts, like shape of a foot pedal cover pedals. Yeah. And the advanced or the discount tire brand wheels. But such a cool shape, such a iconic shape and car, but very at the end of the day, it's a pretty mundane car. Like, it's not an exotic, it's not crazy. And these were kind of just the normal Fiat for the day. It just so happens that they aged to be something neat. Does that make it worth $14,000 just because here it's rare? I don't think it's rare in Europe to the same degree it's rare here.
Right, it's weird. He says, I brought it from Sicily in 2004. So he imported it.
Right. I don't even personally know. Like I said, this is one of those cases where it's something I found, it's something I know I like, I know nothing about.
Yeah.
Maybe it's rare in the sense of it's rare in the US.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. You're not gonna roll up to Cars and Coffee and be like, oh well, I guess I'll park it next to the other 3 124s. They're gonna be new ones that are actually Miatas.
Or it's rare to see a 124 without any rust on it.
True.
Paint that actually is still there.
It definitely brings up.
The ad does mention the dual Weber or the 2 sets of carb dual Webers. I am
Mhm.
assuming that's what it means.
2 set
At
of
$1,500.
Weber carburetors, yeah.
Yes.
$1,500 a set.
Yeah, and that's actually true.
Yeah.
Those double Webers are expensive, but they're really cool. So this car probably sounds amazing.
True. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing stuff with it. I just don't know where this car lives in a current market, because it's not very original. It's been, tinkered with. And then you're going to be tinkering with it a lot because it's a Fiat. But
Yeah.
it's in that place where it's one of those things that if you do have money to throw at random things, this is one of those things you would be the only person to have one. But are you gonna get $14,000 worth of fun out of it? I'm not sure.
No. The problem with it is it's not an alpha.
Yeah, that is kind of the problem. Where this would have been, the cheap sports car to get, and now all of a sudden it's, at least in this example that I found, not that cheap. Cheaper
Well,
than a GTA.
You say sports car
Yeah, I guess even that is stretching it, isn't it?
because it's got a 1600 cc.
It's
What year was this?
60.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, 72. It's the later one.
120 horsepower.
Oh yeah,
max?
I mean it's gonna drive like Kurt's Corolla, but with some RPM. Basically, it has the
Well, it's got a
ability to
Posse,
rev.
though.
It has the ability to rev above 7. But it's still, it's not going to be very relevant in the year 2019 to drive around. But it's still cool, and it's like I said, I guess if I had 15 grand sitting around, I might enjoy it for a little while. But yeah, I don't know where the value in these cars lies. Just in the rareness,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. This one's really weird because he imported it in 2004, so roughly 15 years ago. What do you do? What do you do with a car that you went through so much trouble with? And then
I mean, just judging by the pictures, nothing, because you can tell this is somebody that's getting ready to move. They just cleared out their garage and they went, dang it.
Oh yeah, they're moving. Yeah,
Forgot that Fiat was in there for the last 15 years. That definitely looks like what's going on. Because that's yeah.
Is this an estate sale type thing where
it could be
again? Grandpa died.
I mean,
time to sell his
if it is
Fiat.
an estate sale, then somebody had a premonition, because he does say, "I brought it from." I think I might croak tomorrow. Let me put that Fiat up for sale. Yeah, I don't know. It's neat. It's a neat car, though. I would happily drive it once I removed those silly pedal covers.
And maybe it was a little cheaper.
It's just neat. Kurt, you're back.
Neat.
You
Rare.
sly dog.
I didn't even realize that was in the title of this ad.
Gosh, that's
Rare exclamation point.
that gave me goosebumps.
I'm in your mind, Cone Dodger.
I am so sorry for you.
Let me out. We have a 86. Word I always mispronounce. Scirocco?
Scirocco.
Is it a sh noise?
It's a sh.
Sh. Scirocco, a Volkswagen Scirocco, all original survivor, they say, excuse me, for 2,900. And all caps is the ad.
Could you please scream this entire ad to me?
Very rare and sought after. They're making a couple claims here. I was about to say, I think part of your thesis, if I can jump the gun, is that rare does not equal valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely that case, and some of the other cars we've looked at is the case.
Right.
All original, a pure sports car, but comfortable, practical, good on gas, and reliable. Reliable.
How many bridges is this guy selling?
I know. Yada yada yada.
It needs whatever.
Volkswagen.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah, same stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a good 2-door hatchback, and this has that look.
Yeah.
And the price of 2,900, it wouldn't break the bank.
Right. It's within that's the mistake zone. I think anything from
Exactly.
like the 2500 to like 4500 range, mistake range.
Exactly.
Anybody that would pay more than like 4500 for a mistake, they're just crazy.
Aren't they though? Aren't they?
Yeah, Scirocco's they're a weird nugget of Volkswagen history. So wow.
The only thing I know about them is that like people use the radiators out of them in a lot of things.
I didn't know that. I also didn't know about this horn situation. What
You
is
gotta have-
going on?
A horn available for each of your thumbs.
Wait,
All 4 of them.
All
thumbs?
4 of them, yep.
Wow, that's yeah. Yeah, I've always lusted for one of these, but I've never been in one, so this is probably the most I've ever seen of an actual Volkswagen Scirocco.
Yeah, it's very basic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much the same body as like. I do like that. That's an interesting like the
Yeah.
sunroof has like a secondary vent
It's
hinge.
got like a sunroof in its sunroof.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it a sunroof or is it a moonroof?
Moons don't open.
Well, here's okay. History lesson time. Oh, it is sheet metal. So sunroofs are metal. Moonroofs are glass. That was coined by Ford Motor Company.
Well, Ford told me my Focus with a sunroof in its glass.
Well, they changed their mind over 30 years because they realized that was dumb. But yeah, it's that's really bizarre how it's got this big opening on the outside, and then the actual like sunroof part, a little tiny bit. I wonder if
Yeah, it's like the tilt, and then I'm sure there's a mode that it retracts and slides all the way. The whole piece.
Yeah. Wow. That intake though. That's bizarre. So this is a 4-cylinder car, so it's not anything very special. It's just like a base model Scirocco.
Right. It's rare because we don't get them anymore here. They don't.
Right. We did get them in this era though. This is not one of those ones that like, oh, this
Right.
is an imported car. We got Sciroccos here as well. That's
Look at that beautiful overhead cam.
Yeah, that is that. I mean, I assume they were like changing something and not just like, man, I want to sell that car. I better go take a valve train picture.
They did make. There was in the text something about like it has this type of cam, so that means this, that, or the other. I don't obviously know anything about Volkswagens to verify.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm wondering. There's a
reflector
little
on the windshield wiper.
There's a little
you got-
spoiler on the windshield
this
wiper.
This is a. I'm sorry, ZK. This is a German car thing. Pretty much.
But only on the driver's side?
Yeah, mostly. It's
What do?
I might get corrected on this, but my understanding is so that at high speeds that makes downforce to push the wiper into the windshield so that it does not skip across the windshield on the Autobahn.
Ugh, Germans.
I think the first time I came across it was my brother's Saab, actually, which is like half German, Swedish, and half American. So, yeah. But that is, I had that question at some point, and that is what I had found, was that it was to push the windshield wiper down. A rare feature. No, you want to talk about the rare ones. This was basically the first car that we got over here that had a VR6 in. And the VR6 Sciroccos, now that's a rare beast. That's a car that you could sell as rare and actually claim it. Now they're saying all this stuff like rare pure sports car, blah blah blah, and selling it a bunch. But they're only asking $2,900, so they're at least not kidding themselves.
Right. Yeah. It's got 202,000 miles.
And it's like a base model.
Yeah.
It's like just a normal pedestrian wedge hatchback thing.
Cool. It is, rare in the sense that, again, you're not going to see one everywhere. But at the end of the day, it's still just kind of a cheap, good first car. This would be great for that first car episode. All right, easy on the German hate.
Well, also the whole like 80s safety thing.
Nah, yeah, you gotta
Got
learn.
4 horn buttons. What more safety do you need?
Seriously.
It's good in the rain with that wiper.
Yeah. if you're gonna be going 120 miles an hour in the rain, you're still safe. Yep, that's they're one on my list. Or the next generation one that I could never say right. I got Scirocco. Shamar? No, I don't even remember.
Shawarma.
Sure.
Shawarma.
Sure. I'm gonna move to the next car. ZK, start talking about your car, and I'm gonna look it up.
So this is a 2016 Allison Legacy, which I think is maybe our first actual race car on the show.
Whoa! What about last week? My race truck. That was a authentic NASCAR automobile.
Had a lot of realistic decals.
So, from what I understand, Allison Legacy is a racing series where it's basically like a 3/4 scale NASCAR.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
For being able to get into a racing series for $6,200 with a because they're all like stock cars, like they're all built to spec, sealed engines, all this.
Yeah, they're a spec racing car, yeah, basically.
That's pretty compelling.
Is that something you would ever do? Not to like derail this immediately, but
It's
did the grocery
I
getter
don't
give
know,
you the
like
itch?
if $6,200 is cheaper than building any race car to actually like compete in anything.
Corrado. What's the name? Corrado.
Yes, the
Sorry. Race car for sale. This is an Allison Legacy race. Include an extra transmission as well as a rear axle. For the car and the trailer, $21,000. So for $21,000, you got a ready to bring to the track set, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, I like the stick figure dabbing. That's something. Doesn't this text right here look like it's been written after the fact? Like that looks like somebody went into Paint and put that in.
Yeah, and also like perspective distort tool.
Yeah.
You know our new sponsor, extranuggets.com.
I just went to extranuggets.com to save you time, and I am afraid it does not pertain to chicken nuggets.
Well, moving on. Speaking of nuggets, that looks like a nugget now that I see it like next to a wall.
Yeah, no, it's like your NASCAR body 3/4 scale.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yes.
Yep. That's pretty
And
tiny.
those
like running costs for the series has got to be pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, that's Victory Lane, Kurt. You gotta have the. Oh yeah, there's a stick figure dabbing again.
I did a little bit of research. What's actually interesting is that these use Mazda B2200 engines. So the mini trucks,
that's
like
great.
the
So
one
you can learn how to race on ovals, and you can learn how to change head gaskets. This is a great learning opportunity.
Somehow they got supposedly 125 horsepower of that motor.
Kudos
8
to them.
valve, no compression, 2.2 liter. Apparently this car's only weigh like what is that? 1,400 pounds.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, it's just going to be a little steel tube
1,400
chassis
pounds,
and fiberglass body.
125 horsepower, little tires, so your running costs are going to be low.
Yeah,
Like if you're doing over racing or anything, like this is probably one of the best entry level race cars I've seen.
That's probably the money right there is in the tires are on it, but they're probably not too bad. Yeah, it's similar to getting like a Legends car. Are you aware of what a Legends car is?
Yeah.
Mini Ford coupe with a Kawasaki drivetrain in it, and it's meant for the same thing. It's like small, but still pretty darn powerful. Like the power to weight ratio there is comparable to a full-size race car, just on a smaller scale and able to be done on a budget. And the theory is that you can do it, you know, and see if you have any skill at what you're doing without having to have the most money to, you know, show that skill. Doesn't always work. It's amazing how people can take something like this and just like smack it with their wallet as hard as they can and make it fast. It's really staggering what people can do with stuff like this to make them better than they should be. But you could probably still, you know, just see if this is something you would even like.
Mm-hmm. And for this price, like, this is, I think, cheaper than like a spec Miata car.
It's cheaper in the sense that you don't have to go through all of the rigmarole. Like, getting a car teched in SCCA is not easy. That is no easy feat. I bet you could probably pick up a used, like, NA spec Miata, though, for less than 10. Ready to run. It's interesting.
But is this rare?
No, definitely not rare. I mean, there's not very many of them. It's probably... I don't know that I've ever heard of the series, so I would worry that, you know, it's not very popular. Finding races would be rare. I would be very worried if my extra nuggets were rare. Can't believe it's not chicken nuggets. What is it? If it's not
It's
chicken
like
nuggets.
it's like a earn points when you go shopping online thing. Pyramid scheme, it sounds like.
Great. Well, I mean, I gotta go start a business now, selling rare and vintage chicken nuggets online. Rarenugs.com.
One looks like a boot.
Yes. Just going to McDonald's and like collecting them. This one has the rare double hump on the top.
It's double stamped.
Did you know in the 90s, McDonald's made dinosaur-shaped nuggets?
Is that true?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I just made that up. But if it was, you could put it on vintagenuggets.com.
Really let me down now. All right. Mildly interesting. Back to the real rare things, not fake dinosaur nuggets. Is a custom vehicle rare?
No.
This is where it started. This is what started it all for this thing. Now, this would be rare if it actually was a 2020 Ford Ranger regular cab, but it is not. It is a 1992 custom bagged Ranger. Very rare, and will get attention more than you can handle. All you need is a garage. $7,500. It has no top. There is no top.
So you need a garage. That is a requirement.
Yes, you need a garage because it will be ruined more than it questionably already is if you do not have one. I mean, it is a Ranger with a 302 and a 5-speed. It's, you know, kind of neat. But making a vehicle into something does not make it rare. And I justify that with my 240 is not rare just because it's a supercharged KA. That's so rare. It's so rarely done. Yes, but the car as a whole, it's just a 240. Like, it's not a rare car. They made literally 500,000 of them. So using the word rare to justify your customizations making something more valuable just makes the word rare mean nothing. And that's what brought up this whole mildly interesting discussion.
You can blame this truck.
Yes. And this is one of those ones that it just kept shoving at me. Like, it just kept showing it to me, like with this picture, and every time I'd see it, I'm like, I really don't mind the windshield treatment for some reason. Like, something about the look of it is not so bad.
The look of not having any windshield wipers?
Yeah.
But still having,
The
like,
nubbins.
whatever those are called. The nubbins. Yeah.
Or rear view mirrors, maybe?
There. Oh no, that's not. Is that something in the background, or is that a mirror? The pictures
That
are.
looks pretty high to be a mirror.
The pictures are awful. So, I would say no. No
Yeah,
mirrors.
I don't know.
You have to know that this is not good when it's a bagged custom mini truck, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it was done to a taste that is obviously not ours, and obviously was somebody's. But trying to then sell that vehicle and just kind of claiming it to be rare to give it value ain't working.
No, I think the iron crosses and the flame decals and things and the AutoZone seat covers, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we don't like it because it's not a car you drive. It's a show car that you
Right.
park and be like,
I have
"Oh."
no reservations about that. Let's be clear.
Mm.
I like me a really terrible car.
Yeah. Sure. And I even like things that are showpieces too. Like there are some things that are showpieces. But I think you have to then
Yeah, this looks like you
judge it
took
on
a
that scale.
Ranger and threw Andy's Autosport at it.
Yeah, and a Sawzall.
Yes.
So yes, that Kurt pretty much nailed it on the head. Rare does not equal value, and rare does, you don't get to judge whether something is rare or not, is my opinion. The numbers say whether something is rare. This is just a Ford Ranger that somebody took a Sawzall to.
Somebody ruined.
That I have to say is actually not that rare. How many chopped trucks have we had so far?
Right, yeah, every episode.
That really sums it up. All right, Kurt. Oh man, you
Rare?
my friend.
Oh.
Jeez. ZK needs a moment.
Yep.
ZK needs a moment.
Just talk. I'll be here. Like myself.
This could also go under mistakes I'd make. We have a 87 Nissan Pulsar NX SE for $3,000. It even says it in the description. Rare hatchback. I've never seen one of these with the hatchback, so I guess
disgusting, Kurt.
It's kind of creeping me out now too. Runs and drives great. Many new parts. Motivated seller. A Nissan Pulsar, which, to the best of my limited research, positioned as kind of a modular car, I guess, where Nissan had the various fiberglass. Are they fiberglass? Either a hatchback like this, or there's just the coupe kind of trunk back or whatever. And again, another two-door hatchback looking thing. Very, probably more interesting than the mildness of the segment.
Wait, is this a?
Pertain to.
Oh, this is one with. Is this a reference picture? The last one.
This last one, yeah, because I was surprised at how the hatch opened.
Ah, I see.
So I wanted to include that in case anybody else.
So if you're wondering out there, well, what does the coupe look like? This is what the coupe would look like, basically. It follows essentially this profile. The openness of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever seen one for sale that had both rears available.
Right. The sales pitch was that you could have either and like switch out the hatch for the coupe based on your needs or whatever. Obviously, it didn't catch on.
No. No, it did not. Also neat, almost all of them were T-tops. So not only did you have this like configurable back, but this one shows it open, like this little tiny car with T-tops, and what you could technically do is remove this rear hatch, and it would just be like a big open Del Sol leg thing. Yeah, neat little nuggets. Mildly interesting. I think that's a CA18.
That's what it looks like.
Certainly
and
looks like
a
it.
really weird intake routing.
Yeah. With like plumbing tubing. Where is the ad? Doesn't say. It doesn't say. But I do believe that just looking at the rocker cover, that looks like a CA to me. Does that steering wheel bring back?
Is that good?
The CA18 is basically the predecessor to the SR. Not even predecessor. It's the Nissan sporty 4-cylinder of the 80s. So it was a popular tuner engine.
Yeah, it is a CA. 18.
Okay. I'm sure
What year is it? Because it's either a 16 or an 18.
It's either a 16 or an 18.
87 was a CA 16.
Oh.
88 and 89 were in 18.
Well, this one's a dual cam, so that should tell you something. Because I know there's a single cam CA as well.
Well, they're all
nerds. This steering wheel straight out of the 240 gives me some vibes.
See, I'm used to the 241 with the little cruise control buttons.
True. The side skirts are something straight out of the magazines.
I also like the handicap plates.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to say, kids didn't like these cars. Nobody really fell in love with these.
Liked these cars.
The only people I've ever seen driving these are basically people looking for some sort of transportation, and these came around for cheap. They're just now starting, like, this getting $3,000 shocks me. That seems like so much money compared to what they used to run for. Because it was made at the same time as the 200SX or the 240SX, and why would you get one of these instead of one of those, which has the same basic, it's still a two-seater car. It's actually less practical than a 240, really.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe you could get a little bit more stuff back there. It's just not very long. Not to say that, like, this is the only thing
you wouldn't buy this for the utility.
You're gonna get one more box on top of that. Still very cool.
Well, technically, 240 has rear seats too.
Yeah, I mean, very technically. Very, very technically. I don't know that this doesn't.
I don't know that it does or does not. It looks like a two-door, two-seater hatchback
It
thing.
does, but by this era, they were already starting to be like, oh, two-seater car, you can't sell that. That's a sports car. But, yeah. I don't know. Mildly interesting is exactly where I would put this one. Mildly interesting. And then the next generation is pretty... Well, we'll save that for another day. If I ever find one, I'll save it for another day. Rare, too. Just rare.
Rare, very rare.
Not really. They made a crap ton of those, but rare to see them still hanging around.
Is it rare because they never sold any of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that was part of the problem. Part of the problem. What? ZK?
This one's rare.
What kind of drugs you on this week?
The good ones. So this is a 1977 Mercedes-Benz Unimog.
He's fallen in love with a German, everybody. Look at it.
It's a Unimog. And it's got a front loader and a crane
It's
and a winch.
$35,000.
And it's a Doka.
It's $35,000, and its ad is less than a tweet's worth of characters.
Surprisingly, that's a good price for one of these.
If you say so. Comes with crane, outriggers, air compressor, front loader, and winch. That's all you need to know about it, apparently.
Really though, like that's all you need to know.
Good lord, what a beast.
So, yeah, Unimogs are like this weird utility vehicle that
it's eco-friendly. It's a hybrid.
that Mercedes
Charge your phone with it.
built for all sorts of purposes. Like you see them as like kind of like snow plows. For a while, the U.S. military bought a few to use in like desert road construction and stuff with like a crane and a backhoe on it and everything. They're like a platform for off-road utility stuff. And this one just happens to have a crane and a front end loader. And it's also the dual cab, so the Doka, which is a very rare thing actually.
Rare. Yeah.
And also I thought it was very mildly interesting.
Can it be very mildly interesting? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I will say, you would be the coolest guy around to pull an engine with the crane off of a Unimog.
So this one is blue,
cool.
right?
Yeah.
Paint it yellow, and then you have your very own Tonka truck. And it's exactly like that, and it fits all of those needs and like desires as an adult.
Are there needs?
Yes.
It fits all of your needs, he says. Are these
For your-
the needs we have?
Your backyard sand pit play area.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that does sound fun. But needs, I don't know.
And it's got like wire grill windows so you don't break anything.
You think this has ever been used as a utility vehicle?
I mean, it originally was because like these things like new, quote unquote, are like $250,000.
All right, so I hope so. Vorshit. I don't know German.
It means it's dirty.
Was it? It is street legal. It's got a plate. Yeah, it's street legal. But was it imported? Was it sold here? I don't know. Let's
They
see, Andrade.
did sell some here, and some are imported. It's Unimogs are this whole extra culture.
You might be in just a few too many fringe automotive cultures. I hate to say it.
Don't you judge me.
You're really bouncing around over here. All right. Well, this has already been quite an enlightening episode. Well, I need to enlighten myself though on who had the best ad last week. I'm gonna go ahead and say it wasn't me, because I checked like 5 days ago and I had less than 5% of the vote. So apparently I did not check the right boxes last week. Who do you guys think has it? Remember ZK and his car with tattoos, basically.
Oh, right. I think I voted for ZK.
And
So I'm gonna
Kurt,
say
you had the
ZK.
truck Econoliner, I think?
Yes, the van that was smooshed.
Smooshed. By the way, my dad said those were very cool. By the way, he said it was a very cool car to have back in the day, even though we were poo-pooing it. Well, Cone has 3% of the vote. Ouch. Kurt has 34% of the vote. ZK 61. ZK
Nice.
victorious with the tattooed Camaro. It's the name I came up with. This week, no specific theme or anything, just which one of us has the best ad. And mine, I feel as though I will at least get one vote from one Rat the Unloved. And that is for this rare 2000 Sekma? I don't know if I just said something I shouldn't say online. Q-Pod. This rare two-stroke moped three-wheeler runs, drives great, needs battery and airbox, can be street legal, all lights work, and wiper, $400 OBO.
Wiper, singular.
Wiper.
Yes, wiper singular, and that is not a steering wheel.
It's not a steering wheel.
Are those training wheels?
It has a training wheel.
A singular.
It does have two training wheels at the back, but somehow is still a three-wheeler?
I was gonna say, like, usually laws when trikes to make them street legal have 3 wheels, not
But
5.
The training wheels very much so look tacked on. But I wonder if they're like quote unquote kickstands?
Yeah, I was wondering if they're there for parking because
Yeah,
it won't
they,
hold
like-
itself up.
In my mind, they like fold up once you're driving. But I mean, this thing's ready to go basically from what they're saying. It just needs everything.
Wait,
has
go
a
back.
carrying
$600,
Uh-huh.
400 OBO.
Well,
so
obviously they've already dropped. What did you say, Kurt?
I was gonna say it comes with its own carrying handle.
Oh, right. It certainly does. It certainly does. Look at the steering yoke.
Forks.
Forks? Yeah, it's more like handlebars than it is a steering wheel, but yet it's the front that has the two. Like you would think.
Well, it doesn't have pedals, it seems. So it are the throttles and brakes and controls like a motorcycle's?
It seems that way. And judging by the suspension in the back, it seems like it leans to turn, but the front wheels are turned, so I guess it kind of half motorcycles, half cars, half trikes. That's too many halves. What a
It
thing.
seems very scary.
It's also from the year 2000, but somehow looks like something... Trademark. It somehow looks like something that was like made in the 60s to look like something from the year 2000.
I'm getting a lot of 90s bubble vibe from it.
It does have that. There's your little
Like
carburetor.
it has a lot of the same styling cues as like the Via Cross.
Mm.
I guess that is early 2000s. Late
Yeah,
90s,
I
early
mean-
2000s. Yeah. That whole bubble, everything is round. No straight lines.
The wiper on the front is something. The wiper is literally wider than the headlight berth.
Who is this for?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, I understand trikes and I understand golf carts, but what's this abomination in between?
And once again, somebody out there is going to be like, man, I am really into these. I can't believe you said these things. And I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that I feel this way. I don't have anything against you. I need you to explain to me why.
Why does this exist?
Other than like trying to represent the little tank that you rode around in when you were 4. Just minus one wheel. Plus a roll bar.
Very sketchy looking.
I just imagine it like that roll bar. It looks like you should be able to lock the front brakes, pitch the thing over, and it just like flops back onto the wheels.
Somersault.
What a nugget. And Rat, no, I won't send you the ad. You can't buy it. Not allowed. That's too far. You have to get that. What was that other thing that I sent earlier this week? You remember what it was, EK?
I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah. It happens.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. Kurt J. Mac. You worried?
For my best ad, you may be saying, Kurt, that stretch limo auto thing that I opened with is too small. You need something bigger. How about a school bus?
Can we talk
for
about the fact
$20,000?
that this has a shorter wheelbase than that taxi at the beginning?
It very might well, yes. A 92 Bluebird bus that has been converted into some sort of post-apocalyptic prepper's paradise RV thing. It already has 300,000 miles, so you know it's going to be reliable, well beyond the age of man. It has a wheelchair lift for cargo loading, 200-watt solar. Much better. What was the car we just looked at that had a solar? Oh,
that was
Unimog
that
with like a
that had 20
2-watt
watts.
panel on it.
Yeah.
that was charging a calculator.
Hot water heater, kitchen, full bath, bunk beds, lots of storage, wood burning stove, roof rack, 20
Howdy.
extra gallons of diesel capacity.
Once again, I realize I don't have a house, but I don't need this.
This didn't fit into the theme. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Many people start schoolies, which is the RV converted school bus. Like 1% of those people actually finish them.
True. This is rare. Very rare.
Wow, it looks so. I guess I've never seen a short bus like this. Like from the back, it looks like a regular school bus. From the front, I've never seen the front of a school bus like that.
It's not a short bus. It is the flat front, short wheelbase. Like it's what, a 8-row-ish.
That is a short
size?
bus.
It's a short. It's not like the short bus though. It's not like the 5-seat short
Is
bus.
there
okay?
anything more prepper than green canteen gas can looking things like these things? Like you know exactly what's going on when you see those.
I mean, they could have put those same wire covered windows as the Unimog had. Which one of these is going to last longer in the apocalypse?
Hello. Are those rations?
Yeah, the Unimog doesn't come with 127 individual bags of dried beans.
Well,
But your school bus doesn't
think
have a
we-
front end loader.
I think we see the better vehicle now. That's your solar. Your shower.
Solar panels, your shower.
I joked the other week that I should start like the what did I call it? Flipped when sold or whatever, or the housing version of Ran when parked. Looks like we're getting into it. Now, what would you say the land value is around here, and how is the school system? Oh, that's actually a lot more like finished out than I thought it was going to be inside.
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
this
great,
right,
but
It's like a decent. It looks like they finished.
yeah. And then what? They just decided, everything's fine. I'm not worried after all.
World didn't end.
Yeah. Did they have a date in mind? Here's your Cummins. And
Yep,
demonetized.
looks like a 4BT or something. No, that's it's a 6-cylinder.
Yeah, it's a Cummins. Interesting seating. Just there.
Yep.
It's
You'll find this seating is much more interesting because it has a full view window for those outside.
Full view. I'm just picturing like sitting on there, going down the road, looking out this full view window.
Your head hitting the rack of paper towels behind you.
But it's okay.
Zero
you got
curtains.
hydrogen peroxide to clean that wound. Must be like water heating and recovery and stuff, or furnace. The actual wood stove.
The wood stove, yes.
There's your oven.
There's your kitchen.
It's got a hood range.
Kerosene lamp.
Kerosene lamp, just in case all those solar panels don't pan out for you.
Or the candles. The seats out of like
Yeah, they
an
look
E-series.
right. That looks like out of a
van?
pickup truck or a van or whatever.
Yeah, that's the back row, and then the other ones are the
Yeah.
front captain's chairs.
Well, is that what the driver's seat was? Yeah, so that's the passenger seat. And this is the back row here. That's funny.
The bunk beds, so you don't have to get too personal.
The picture of the rations is really funny.
You think that actually comes with it?
I mean, they took pictures of it. It better. I've already made that argument
For
this week.
$20,000.
Yeah, for $20,000, you can get a few beans.
I looked at a house that had a compressor built into the garage, and I just looked at it. I'm like, that comes with, right? Just it's in the pictures. Huh. Well, $20,000. Honestly, that seems like you're getting a lot for your money. If this is your thing, that is 20, not 200, right? No, that is 20.
Yeah, that's 20.
Like, that's a lot of money, but at the same time, for like an RV that looks like it's in working shape and everything seems okay, that's not too bad.
If you stretch that octave any higher, that was gonna break glass. All right. Well, this is we've had small, we've had big little, or little big. What's ZK got? If it's another drop truck. Oh my god, it's huge! It's perfect!
Big.
It's perfect! Little,
If
medium,
your
or
little
large.
puny 28-foot bus wasn't enough, what about a 60-foot long bendy bus?
A bendy bus.
Not just your average metro bendy bus. This is like a, what do you call them? Like the
coach bus.
Like a tour, coach tour bus with an extra bendy bit stuck on the back.
What? Okay.
$500.
Bendy bus me here. All right. Where does the power come from?
No idea.
Like,
I
is the
think
engine
all the way in the
behind?
back. I think so.
In the bent part?
It says 2 steering axles. There's the 2 up front, and then 2 drive axles. I think the bendy part just is a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yep. I can tell. Okay. Here's how you can tell. These are not drive because they have the Audis. These 2 are drive because they have innies. And this is another Audi. So yeah, this is a trailer, basically.
Also, ran when parked.
With a Detroit diesel V8 in there. Classic diesel choice.
60 foot long, 103 inches wide. So you're getting over 500 square foot of interior space.
Must be moved soon. How did it come to this? How do you acquire a bendy bus and then get to be to the point where it's like, oh man, we gotta get that bendy bus out of here. HOA is pissed. I don't know what. Is there? Oh, okay, there's more. Good. What do you do with the bendy bus?
Anything you want. Live in it. I don't know. It's 500 square foot. That's bigger than most apartments.
All right, I get it. I don't have a house.
Also, one of my favorite designs on these like coach buses is just like, oh man, we need more taillights. Let's just put the same taillight again.
It's like they just used the same panel twice.
Control C, Control V.
Yep. Is there inside pictures? I hope there's. Oh, there's not.
There's not. I was so disappointed. But like, it doesn't look like. I mean, they said it's been there for 5 years, but like, it looks like it came straight off whatever commuter line it was on and just parked here. Ooh, I bet it's got those weird carpet seats.
Oh, I guarantee you, it has those like jazz cup design seats and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. Just trying to peer through the tinted windows, look like it still has rows of seats.
Mm-hmm.
But look at all that cargo room underneath there.
For all your beans, you could hold all your beans. How many beans can you hold?
One of those could be your kitchen.
I recently had I saw one of those buses for sale, and they were just selling parts from it, and there was like $50 per seat, and they all had that cool, quote unquote. They had like the 90s graphic seats on them, and I thought it would be funny to get some of that material to use on various car projects, and then it like occurred to me what that material was actually used for, and if I legitimately wanted to put like 30 years of farts into my car.
you can buy it new.
That's not.
I'm not sure. Familiar with it, but like Matt Farah did that with his Mustang, and I think also his.
Yeah, I think he did it with the Porsche as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. It's weird that Kurt figured out the rare thing without being told. It's weird that we went small, medium, large.
Well, small, large, and gigantic.
Yeah, but it's medium because like it's not. It could have been a full size bus, but no, it's the short bus. It's medium. And I mean, it's not that small, really. It's pretty small. It's pretty tiny.
It's pretty small. That
when
might
they just
be the
say
smallest
two-stroke
thing.
instead of a displacement.
Yeah, you could fit 100 of these in that bus.
In the under
in the
carriages.
in the storage area. All right, well, good luck, people. Good luck choosing that one. Not a lot of similarities here. Just what fits your flavor of funniness? Small things, prepper things, or large things?
$500 though.
$500.
It's already pending. You gotta go in there.
It's been pending for a couple days. They're not gonna sell it.
You gotta go in there and offer at least $550. Imagine trying to tow something like this. Like, how do you transport it if it doesn't run?
Yeah. It says it needs to be towed, but like, how do you even go about it?
That's longer than a. You would need like the trailer they use to transport the Falcon 9 rocket. You need to use that for a week to move your bus. That would be quite an expedition, and not like the Ford. Alrighty, well, we did it. We ran, we parked, we laughed, we cried, we were rare, and we had buses. We did it. Good job, everybody.
What more could you ask for?
Seriously. Is that applause?
Yes.
All right, good. This is YouTube. We got to mark that this is kid-friendly or not now. It's very important. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.